Hello, everybody. How are you guys? I hope you guys are good. Hope you guys had an awesome Thanksgiving. Ugh. Ours was good. We just stayed home. We didn't go anywhere. We just did dinner here. It was awesome. All right. So we are going to get into this. We are going to talk about the Idaho 4, the 4 University of Ohio or Idaho students, that were murdered. Insane over there. Okay. So let's just go over, I'm going to go over a few things of the case and we're going to talk about them. All right. So thank you guys so much for being here. And I don't have a lot to pull up today. I just got my notes and I want to go over them with you. All right. So let me pull that, or let me just say hi to everybody real quick. CY, Kyle, Casey, Natasha, PJ, Sugar, GOP Nick. Okay, I think I got everybody. Okay. So yeah, let me pull this up. We'll get right into this. Okay. Let me share my screen so you guys can see. If it'll let me. Hey, Karma. Hey, Princess Megan. Andrew Dominic. Hello. Did you guys all get notifications this time? Nope. Why is it not letting me? All right. Hold on a second. Let me see. I got to save this first. Sorry, you guys. Give me 1 second. Oh, good. I'm so glad everybody did. Awesome. I'm so glad. Okay. Let me pull this up. Okay, so I got it pulled up here. For some reason, it's not letting me share the screen with you guys, but it's just notes that I took. So we'll go over those. Hello, everybody that just came in. Princess Megan, Dory, hoping for answers. Little bit M24. Okay. All right, let's talk about this case, shall we? There's a whole lot of stuff that is going on here, and we're going to try to discuss. We're going to get into it. We're going to discuss it. We're going to talk about what they talked about in the press conferences. Okay. So this took place November 13th in the early morning. Now, two of them got home at 1 a.m. The 2 surviving roommates returned home at 1 a.m. The students that were murdered got home at about 1:45 a.m. They were killed sometime after 2. Okay. Which, I mean, that's not a whole lot of time. All right. There were 4 victims, 2 on the 2nd floor and 2 on the 3rd floor. 911 was called at 11:58 a.m. on November 13th. Okay. The murders happened sometime between 2 and 4 a.m. is what they're saying. They did say that there was no signs of sexual assault, which is good, obviously. But it does kind of make you, I don't know. It does make you wonder a little bit. Okay. Only one of the four had any defensive wounds. Only one. Now, before we get to that, let's talk about this. The police do not believe that the following people were involved: the two surviving roommates, the food truck guy, and the person who drove the girls home. They do not believe at this time that they are suspects. I don't understand that. First of all, I don't understand that, because to me, definitely everybody that was there would be suspect, right? Especially when you don't know anything and it was so early on. I just find it very odd that the roommates called friends over to the home before they called 911. And now if the murders happened somewhere between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. and the police were not called until the 911 was called at 11:58 a.m., so almost noon. That's a long time. That is a long time. Hold on, I can't see what's going on over here. Hold on one second. Don't neglect the like button. Yes, everybody, please hit that thumbs up. Hey, Lassie. Okay. Now, a lot can be done in that amount of time. All right. Now, the male that Madison and Kaylee had called multiple times on November 13th was Jack, Kaylee's ex-boyfriend. But no one in the house saw or heard anything. Okay. Now, about those calls. Let me go down here. All right. I don't know how you say his last name. Jack something. He received 9 calls from two of the victims that night or early morning. Kaylee called Jack 6 times from 2:26 a.m. to 2:44 a.m. And Maddie called Jack 3 times from 2:44 a.m. to 2:52 a.m. That is super odd to me. Okay. Now we don't know we don't know if the girls made those phone calls, or if, let's just say, somebody made those phone calls for an alibi. Somebody made those phone calls to make it look like they had made those phone calls. And why would you call somebody 6 times in a row and then 3 more times in a row? Now, if it was her ex-boyfriend, but if she had, I know people are throwing around theories out there that are like, well, maybe she heard something in the house and called him because she wanted to get a hold of him. But he's not there, right? So I just don't, to me, I don't think so. Because why, if she did hear somebody in the house, why would she have called her ex-boyfriend instead of calling 911? So I don't know about those phone calls. Those are something else. Now, if this Jack character was involved, right? If he was involved in any way and he was there, then he would have made the phone calls to himself to make it look like he was not there, obviously, because they were calling you. Now, I did hear somebody else say that the victims could have possibly thought it was him for some reason, and so they called his phone and kept calling it because they could hear it from inside the house. But I don't believe that's the case either. I know it's still really early, but I think that those calls were made so somebody had an alibi. Okay. Now, the police have collected 103 pieces of evidence, taken 4,000 photos, looked into 1,000 tips and done 150 interviews. All right. Now, getting back off of those phone calls, we'll get back down to that in a second. There are reports online that the victims were tied and gagged. That is not true. The cop said that is not true at all. They were not tied. They were not gagged. Okay. Kaylee had mentioned that she may have had a stalker. The cop said that they were unable to corroborate that statement. Now, they couldn't find anything that could point to that they could say, okay, yep, I see where that she's coming from with that. Right? They just said they haven't found anything of that. So if you know anything, I have the tip line, the tip number scrolling across the screen. Call that number if you have any information or tips at all. Okay? They are requesting tips from the community. Obviously, investigations take time. Obviously, there's things that need to be gone over. Obviously, we understand that. I understand that. Like, we get that. Shit takes time. Right? That's why no arrests have been made yet. If they had the person, great. I wish they did. Now, they did say that they were not going to release the 911 call. So we are not going to get that. They said as long as the investigation is open, they are not, let me say that again so people understand, they are not going to release the 911 call. Okay, hold on. Okay. Now, this is what I wanted. This is what I was trying to say earlier. So the blade that was used was a fixed blade, and they described it as a Rambo style knife based off of the wounds that it inflicted. Okay. Now, my thing is, there is zero blood trail outside of that home. Zero blood trail going out of the house. Now, that doesn't make any sense to me because obviously this was a frenzied attack, right? Stabbed multiple times. Obviously, they were in a frenzy. Obviously, there would have been so much blood that it would have been almost impossible for the killer to have not been covered in the blood themselves, which would have made it very difficult for when they left the home to not take a trail of blood with them. Unless the killer never left the house. I wonder if it was I know it's too soon to tell, so I'm not stating anything as fact here, but a murder-suicide thing, right? Like, could it have been that? We don't know. Okay? But there would have been no freaking way. That person, the killer, would have been covered in blood. Like, there was so much blood that it was seeping out of the foundation of the home. So where did they go? Where did it go? How did they get out of the home without leaving a trail of blood, without leaving a speck of blood? Okay, on to the next thing. Now, the cops said that they have reason to believe that this was a targeted attack, but they will not release who they believe the target was. Now, to me, that doesn't make any sense because wouldn't you want, if you knew who the target was, the targeted person, if you knew who that was, releasing that information would give the public and the community and people around there, other students, would know better of who to look out for, who it could possibly be. But they will not release who they believe the target was. So that is not going to help us. Exactly. I actually said the only way would be if they had one of those, like those white suits that covers you from head to toe when the attack happened. That'd be the only way they would not leave a drop on their clothes or on the way out. But if you released who the target, who you believe the target was, then that would give everybody in the area a better idea of who to look out for. Like, who could it possibly be? You know what I'm saying? So that shit to me doesn't make any sense. All right. Now, there was an unsolved double stabbing in Salem, Oregon of August of last year. A long knife was used. They were stabbed in the middle of the night at hold on. I got to pull my notes over. I can't see it. Okay. It was in the middle of the night they were stabbed. There was a long knife was used. No suspect has been caught to this day. And both of these crime scenes, the pet was left unharmed. Now, are we looking at a killer? Are we looking at the one died last year, one of them died, one of them survived, okay? Now we'll get into that. Actually, let me go down and I'll tell you a little bit about that. All right. Let me get my thing. It's right here. Okay. August of 2021. A masked intruder broke into a home and stabbed a husband and wife with a knife at 3 a.m. in Salem, Oregon. It also fits the timeline of this case. The man was stabbed 19 times, and to this day, there are no leads. Are we looking at the same killer in this case as the Idaho 4? Or is this case something else altogether? What do you guys think? And why leave the other two roommates? Why leave them alive? It's just odd. I think if this was like a random killing, they would have killed everybody in the house. Why would you only kill 4 and leave 2 of them alive? I don't know. Unless, like I said, there was something going on between these 4 people that we don't know about, and it was an inside job. Again, like a murder-suicide thing, which is, it very well could possibly be, you guys. We don't know. But it sure would explain no blood leaving the house. I mean, it's totally crazy to me. Hold on, you guys. Give me 1 second. Everybody, please take a minute. Just hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. Shut that door. That's loud. The outside door. Okay, you guys. I'm sorry about that. Okay. I don't know how they can rule anything out. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy to me. But that's what I was going to say, too, about the screaming, right? We don't know where they were stabbed. So if they were stabbed in the chest, let's say, and it pierced the lung, would they have been able to scream out? if, if they got it in the throat, they would not have been able to scream out. So that, I mean, we don't know. And we don't know who was killed first, which the cops were asked that. And they were like, obviously, we're not going to say that. So we don't know. I mean, anything is possible at this point, I would say. Okay, let me get back to my notes. Okay, November 30th at 5 p.m., there will be a vigil for the students. I just wanted to put that out there. Now, let's talk about Xana's mother, who was arrested on November 19th and is being held on $50,000 bond. She was arrested for trafficking meth and heroin. Now, could this have something to do with what happened? Possibly. We don't know. I am not saying that. But I'm just saying, with somebody being connected to these drug traffickers, that's not the safest thing. So is it too far of a stretch to think that maybe that could have something to do with what happened to them? I mean, that's crazy. That is crazy. And yeah, and her dad, Xana's dad, was interviewed, and he didn't say anything about the mom. But he was interviewed, and he said that his daughter had bruising, which was consistent with defending herself during the attack. So what I'm saying is, was she awake? Was she awake at the time of her attack, which is why she's the only one that fought back? Could she have heard something that woke her up, and then when the killer came into her room, she tried to fight the attacker off? Because it blows my mind that she's the only one that has defensive wounds, which means she was the only one that was in a position to fight her attacker. I mean, it's so crazy. No, at Lassie, she actually has a picture and it says my two daughters, and Xana is one of them. Okay. Now, until we know the details surrounding some of this stuff, you can't tell. Like, for example, I said, how in the world could the roommates not hear, right? If an attack was going on. And Chad was like, Christy, he's like, you sleep with a fan on loud all night, right? So we don't know if they had fans on. We don't know if the TV was on. We don't know if they had music on. Like, some people sleep with TVs on. Some people sleep with music on. Some people, I mean, who knows? And yeah, if they were drunk and passed out, then it makes sense, right? So I don't want to jump to conclusions and say, oh my God, nope, something's up with these roommates. But I think let's keep an open mind. Let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. Let's, you know what I mean? See what makes sense. Okay. Now, I found this very interesting during the press conference, and I want to ask you guys if you've ever heard of this, because I have not. So during the police conference, or the presser, the Governor Brad Little is making available $1 million for expenses related to this investigation. Now, is that a normal thing? Because I have never heard that before. I've never heard cops in an investigation say that the governor allotted us $1 million to investigate this. So I just wanted to ask somebody that may know, is that a normal thing? Does that happen all the time, or is just and I like just didn't notice it, or what? So that's super weird to me because I'm like, what do you mean? Like that so Governor Brad Little and the cop said this in the presser. You can go back and check it out. Who is making available $1 million for expenses related to this investigation? And when I heard that, I'm like, I paused it and Chad's like, what are you doing? I'm like, did you just hear that? I'm like, why is the governor putting up $1 million, $1 million for expenses related to this investigation? Because I had never heard that before. Because I thought it's a murder investigation. Like, you investigate it no matter what, right? You investigate it till you find the person, or you investigate it until you can't investigate it anymore. Like, why are we paying them $1 million? Why would the governor say, hey, let's allocate $1 million for this? The FBI is there. They're working with the FBI. They're working with the behavioral analysis unit. They got profilers up in there. So I don't understand. So have you guys ever heard of that before? I just never have. Okay. Now, yes, patty cakes. That's what I was thinking. That is exactly what I was thinking. But you guys, I to be fair, I'm not going to jump to conclusions. I'm going to try to keep a level head and look at this with an open mind, and let's figure this out. Like, let's not get involved in all that bullshit. Let's not get involved in all this he said, she said nonsense. I'm not doing it. I'm not. I will go with the facts. And that's it. Okay. Now, hold on. Okay, now I was talking to you about the boyfriend, right? That just got those 9 phone calls. Okay. Now, let me tell you that Kaylee's parents did an interview. All right. And where have we seen this before? But Kaylee's parents did an interview, and this is what they had to say about Jack. Okay. I got to extend this a little bit. All right. This is what they had to say. They're wasting their time with Jack. Hold on. Bella, out. Come on, out. All right. They're wasting their time with Jack. Jack is just as distraught as we are. Jack is our family. Jack is 1,000%, 2,000% our family, and Jack is with us. We stand behind him 100%. Now, that is some shit that I just will never understand. Because again, I'm not saying Jack is guilty, but you don't know. You don't know if Jack is guilty or not. So as the parents, are you going to be defending somebody already? You know what I mean? I just find that odd that people do that. I think that's weird. Casey, yes, I did. Okay. That doesn't make any sense. Hold on, let me get my paper back out here. Where? Oh. I mean, what are you guys thinking? Crime of passion? Serial killer from a year ago that was never caught? What are you guys thinking? Yeah, I think it's too early to tell too. It's too early to tell, and until we have more details, we can't make an informed educational decision. So I'm not going to stay on this. I'm not going to stay on this long. I just wanted to get this out to you guys and talk to you about some of these things. But I don't think that we should be so quick to dismiss um, something with the mother, especially with trafficking meth and heroin, because you're working for traffickers who, if you piss them off, will go after somebody you love. This could also be just something that happened that went down in the house between the people that live there. And, it could be that. It also could be the same person who broke into somebody's house a year ago and stabbed them 19 times and never got caught. So, as I'm going to keep looking into this, and if I find anything else, I will bring it to you guys. If anybody, and I ask that you guys share this video, all my videos, like I ask that you share them more than anything else, because that's what really helps move me up in the algorithm. And it really helps to have YouTube promote my videos. So that helps the channel so much. So yeah, we'll just keep going and, hopefully these kids get justice. Hopefully their killer does not go free. So anybody that hears this, if you are watching this and you know anything, if you know anything at all, or you have any information regarding these four, please contact police. The number is down at the below the screen. Please call. If you see something, say something. All right. I love you guys. Please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already become a member of the family, think about hitting that join button. We would love to have you. Anybody who wants to donate, links are all down in the description below. I love you guys. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Keep asking those hard questions, and we might just get some answers. And please share this video. All right, you guys, I love you. Everybody have an awesome night. Yes, and please leave your comments. Please comment in the comment section of this video. That really helps too. Thank you, guys.